Well, the shooting of an armed African-American teenager by a white police officer on Friday sparked weekend demonstrations in Madison, Wisconsin. A vigil held on Sunday for 19-year-old Tony Robinson highlighted concerns over what many see as racial bias in U.S. law enforcement. Robinson's death came hours before U.S. President Barack Obama marked the 50th anniversary of two Selma-to-Montgomery voting rights marches on Saturday. VOA's Clara Frenk has more.
The president also challenged lawmakers in Washington to honor the activism in Selma by restoring the voting rights law born from the struggle there.
President Reagan signed its renewal when he was in office. President George W. Bush signed its renewal when he was in office. 100 members of Congress have come here today to honor people who are willing to die for the right to protect it. If we want to honor this day, let that 100 go back to Washington and gather 400 more and together pledge to make it their mission to restore that law this year.
Thousands of people gathered in Selma Saturday to mark the anniversary and hear the president speak. Mr. Obama's wife, Michelle, and daughters Malia and Sasha were also present at the event, as well as Mr. Obama's predecessor, George W. Bush, and his wife Laura. Congressman John Lewis, who was badly beaten in the Bloody Sunday March, reminded the crowd that despite their brutal treatment, they refused to surrender their pursuit for voting rights equality.
We were beaten, tear gassed. Some of us was left bloody right here on this bridge. 17 of us were hospitalized that day. But we never became bitter or hostile. We kept believing that the truth we stood for would have the final say.
Following the speeches, Mr. Obama and a massive crowd walked across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where police and troopers attacked demonstrators on March 7, 1965, when they tried to march from Selma to Montgomery in support of voting rights for all races. 2 weeks after that day, known as Bloody Sunday, civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. led a successful Selma to Montgomery march. The demonstrations helped spark the Voting Rights Act of 1965, prohibiting discrimination based on race.